this deck, and the King of Dragons is getting friends. And with these friends, we're going to kick all of your asses. Definitely yours. Fucking shit. You're just trash. What is up, guys? It's your boy Brendan AK Drip, back with another video, and Galaxy God back with another video. And today's video, we have amazing support. Finally, well, I'll take that back. It's not amazing support, but it's a move in the right direction in Photon Hypernova. If you guys haven't seen any of the stuff yet, well, you're in the right place because we're going to talk about it right now. So the set was released, I think, not released, but announced like 2 or 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago, roundabout, which it was rumored to have Photon/Galaxy support in it. And I believe it was yesterday when everything got released that I'm about to talk about. So we got the translation. The guy, Phoenix, in the Discord, if you're watching this, shouts to you, bro, for hitting me up with the translation pictures. I'm actually using them right now to kind of help with the video. So kudos for you on that. Shouts to you on that. But the first card we're going to talk about, we're going to be in this whole entire video, we're going to be talking about the cards, and I want to talk about how we can incorporate them with what we got now, how they help the deck, what do they really do, and what do I think we're still missing. And that's basically all we're going to talk about along the way. The video may be a little bit lengthy compared to other discussion videos that other people may do, but I'm just basically trying to pour out my brain into this video to talk about it with you guys. So the first card we're going to talk about, which I'll probably put a picture of it like right up here or over here, is the Galaxy Summoner. The art reminds me a lot of Galaxy Cleric. It gives it a lot of big Cleric vibes. Well, Galaxy Summoner is a level 4 spellcaster light monster with the stats of 1600 attack, 1400 defense. The card's effect reads as follows. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Its first effect is, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one Photon or Galaxy monster in your graveyard, except Galaxy Summoner, and special summon it in defense position. Second effect, you can target one other light monster you control that has a level. Its level becomes 4 until the end of this turn. Okay? So let's talk about this and what's the ratios I think it's going to be and what it provides and brings to the table. There's a lot of people that actually think this is the best card that was announced. My personal opinion, it is not. It is a very good card, don't get me wrong. But the way that the deck itself, Galaxy Photon, it's going to make a shift. And some people I've already discussed this with and talked to about, after reading all these cards, I see where the deck is trying to shift and where we're going with the deck, where Konami is trying to push towards the deck, which indirectly is not really the wrong way. It's just we kind of need other things first before we got to this point, if that makes sense. And what that is the deck's going to go from Galaxy doing its thing and Photon doing its thing, and then them just kind of collabing and working together, into them gelling together and then building a board / deck off of that. So where they're actually going to play hand in hand instead of being individually like doing their own thing and just coming together on the board, basically. So in level 4s and rank 4s will play a bigger role, because in modern Galaxy eyes, it's all about rank 8s. Your 4s don't really matter. They're all just extenders, which sadly most of this is just extenders anyways. But we'll get to more of that when we get further into the video. But this card, I think, will be a one of, my personal opinion, because it's not a starter. It's not a starter. In the deck itself is kind of like it all flows together to where you can basically search a lot of stuff with like whatchamacallit, the Photon Orbital, and the card that I basically made relevant inside of Galaxy Eyes, which is Small World. So one is going to be more than enough, because it's going to be kind of one of those like Cleric vibes, because there's a more superior card in this new the new stuff announced, then this card, and we'll talk about that when we get there as well. So this card will shine the brightest in mid to late game situation, like a top deck situation that you top deck and you can immediately get back into your combo because it can special summon your XZs. And a lot of people are not talking about that because it can special summon your XZs back. You can special summon a Photon Lord back and then just overlay on top of that and power rank all the way up. It's really nice. Definitely since the deck, a lot of people were talking about how like we don't have enough starters, and a lot of people were talking about starters as in monsters and stuff. I want a starter in a spell outside of Sanctuary. I want a Rhoda as in a spell because when you get hit with like those back row decks that have like Torrential or like the decks that have Zeus, a card like Summoner will shine really bright and against something like that to just get you right back into the game. But I do think this will be a one of because you can just recycle it with Cleric and stuff like that. So this one and Cleric will be kind of playing hand in hand together. So just off the top of my head, I haven't made a list or anything like that yet, but if you do want to see a list, then just let me know in the comment sections down below, and I'll make a list before this set even comes out with just the cards what we got, and I'll make replay videos on it from EDO, and you all can see it from there. Just off the top of my head, this is a very good card, but I do think it is a one of because it feels like a more of a build back slash card. And moving on to the next card we're going to talk about. The next card we're talking about is going to be Gala kuribo. Gala kuribo. This is a pseudo hand trap for the deck, if you say. Starting it out, it's a level 1 Light Fiend effect monster, 300 attack, 200 defense. This card is always treated as a Galaxy card. First effect is when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can discard this card, special summon one Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand or your deck, then change the attack target to it. Then you can attach this card from your graveyard to an XE monster you control. Well, XE monster on the field, sorry. Second effect. If a Photon and or a Galaxy monster you control would be destroyed by battle or by opponent's card effect, you can banish this card instead. That is really nice. That comes up clutch because one of the things that like when you're making Prime, there's nothing more annoying than when you go to make Prime and it gets hit by a Torrential or some other form of a back row deck, or like if you get playing against Elich and they hit you with a Conch or something like that to pop your back row. I mean, not pop your back row. Sorry, pop your Prime. Sorry, I got distracted. Y'all talking in the Discord. But popping your Prime, because when you're trying to push for game, Prime having no protection kind of sucks. So this card will come up pretty clutch when it comes to that. Now on ratios, I don't know. I don't know if I would even like in theory, I don't even know if I would run it or we would have room for it. But if we do have room for it, we make room for it, no more than a one of. It would probably if you see my other list and stuff, the other card outside of Small World I've made the norm for Galaxy Eyes is Astral Kuribo. Astral Kuribo will probably bump down to 1, and then this will fill its void, or 0, and this will fill its void. So where we end up running 2 of these instead. This is a very good card because it provides a body and protection, and it's a pseudo hand trap, and its stats and type pair very well with Small World because it makes it to where you can search anything in the deck because its stats are not going to match anything besides light. That's it. So it makes it a perfect Small World target as a middleman or searching capability. So I don't know. Only time will tell. And obviously, I'm going to keep you guys informed on like lists and stuff like that as we go along because it's going to be a while before we get these cards. I just got excited, and this guy got excited, and we just wanted to talk about it. So, yeah. Moving on to the next card. The next card is our new boss monster, which is the XE. Number C62 Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Okay. Hear me out. This card is really solid. But in theory, in certain situations, the only reason this card becomes better than the OG Prime is the fact that it's unaffected by monster effects. That's it. Other than that, this card is not any better. Let me read you its stats first and see what you think, if you haven't already read them on the screen. It's a rank 8 Light Dragon XZ effect monster. 4,000 attack, 3,000 defense. Requires 3 level 8 light monsters to hard make it. It says you can also XZ summon this card by using number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon you control. Transfer its materials to this card. Okay, normally that is a Galaxy Eyes, esque effect, which is normal. First effect: at the start of the battle phase, you can detach one material from this card. Afterglow. This card can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during the battle phase. Second effect: if this card has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as material, it gains this effect. Unaffected by monster effects, by opponent's monster effects. Gains attack equal to the combined levels and ranks of all monsters attached to this card as material by 100. Okay. Now, let's break it down. In certain situations, the best case scenario with this card, you're going to take an Afterglow and a Photon Dragon. Make Prime. Okay? Then you're going to immediately slap this over top of Prime. Okay? Then you're going to use this effect to detach a Afterglow during the battle phase to get access to another monster. And then this card's effect will go off. Prime is a level 8. Photon Dragon's a level 8. And if you didn't want to push for any more damage, you just wanted to immediately use Afterglow's effect to equip it, it would gain another 800, which is 1,600. So, in theory, off of the Prime, this would gain 2,000 attack. That would put him to 6k. Then, if you attached a Photon Dragon to it off of Afterglow, it would have 2 Photon Dragons attached to it. So, it would gain 800 plus 800, so 1,600. Another 1,600, okay? So, it would become a 7,600 attack doubled. So, what is that? 15,2, which is really big, but I feel like it's unnecessary steps because with Prime, it can do the exact same thing and you're pushing for game regardless. But if for some odd reason Prime can't push for enough damage, then that's when you would make this. I'm not saying this is a bad card by any means because it's really not. It's a phenomenal card. It's an amazing card. It's just going to be an emergency button card to where this will probably fill the void of people running number 38 or Pleiades. I run 38 because I think it's better than Pleiades, but that's just me, or whatever the card is. I can't remember. The Constellar card or whatever. I run 38 because I think it's better because it's a spell negate and it can manipulate your opponent's attacks. Which leads me to my next thing that we're going to talk about is the reason why this card I think can fill that void is because of the last card we talked about, Gala Kuribo, can manipulate where your opponent attacks. So basically, if you don't need that any longer, you can use the Gala Kuribo to manipulate the attacks, basically to attack the Photon Dragon, and then this can be the emergency button that you make when you need to push for game, like now. Because they have follow-up, but you don't want to give them another turn, and Prime is just, they have two, let's say they have 2 monsters in defense position, and you only have access to make 1 XC, you make this bad boy, you attack through the 2, and then you attack and punch them in the face for a game, and they can't do nothing about it. That's where this card shines the brightest, and it will come up probably. So it will probably fill the void for that. I just think if you're just overextending and making this card, it's not necessary. Just make regular OG Prime and just end the game. Moving on to the next card we're going to talk about. The next card we're going to talk about is the one that kind of saddens me the most. And that is the new Rank 4 XZ Galaxy Photon Dragon. Okay. All right, this is where I get really sad. Galaxy Photon Dragon is a rank 4 light dragon XYZ monster effect. 2000 attack, 0 defense. Requires 2 level 4 monsters to make it. Thank God it's generic. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, all light monsters you control gain 500 attack. That's kind of nice. Definitely when you stack that on top of Orbital, some of your stuff can get really big. The second effect is you can detach one material from this card, take one Photon or Galaxy card from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Okay. Third effect. If a light monster or monsters is special summoned to your field, you can target one of them and make it it becomes a level 4 or 8 until the end of this turn, which is kind of nice because like if you had like you had a way to bring back something like I said, you can manipulate its levels to a 4 and 8, and that's where your rank 4s will come into play a little more now with this or your Star Liege Safer, not Star Liege Safer, sorry, Dragon Link, Jesus Christ, Star Liege Photon Blast. It it helps you manipulate into getting into those, which is really nice. Or your other extenders that we already have access to, like a Vanisher, it can become a level 8 off of this effect. So this card kind of is nice in regards to being able to tie your other cards together, your 4s and your 8s. But to the part that saddens me. All right. The first thing that saddens me. This card doesn't get buffed off of its own effect. It's 2022. The deck should be able to feed off of its own stuff. Like, you're making generic stuff for every other deck. Make stuff generic for this deck, too. Yes, it's generic by being just 2 level 4s and not 2 level 4 warriors or dragons or anything like that. I get that. But it should get buffed off of its own effect. 2, why do I need to make... Oh, God. Why do I need to make a rank 4 in order to search a spell or a trap? Or a card in that regard? Why do I need to do that? Like, that's frustrating. Just give me a spell card or a monster on summon to search a Galaxy card or a Photon card. Like, it saddens me. It saddens him, too. Like, I just want a generic, like, Rhoda. That's it. To pair with Trade-In and Small World, and we would finally be able to probably have the consistency that we need. But like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from this card. This is a very good card. I find his art a little weird because it kind of looks a little Malefic style. It looks like a Malefic, like it kind of looks like a Malefic, like Blue Eyes Alternative or something like that, or a Malefic, a weird version of a Malefic card. I don't know. But either way, the card is still really beautiful. I like the art. It just doesn't look like a Photon card, or a Galaxy card. But that's my issue with that card. But either way, it's still a very good card, and I don't know where it fits in with the deck. I have to get down and mess around with it because it's one of those things where if the consistency of the deck, like, was swarm ability, because that's what Galaxy House likes to do anyways at the moment. It likes to swarm. It wants to be able to swarm. Is this card valued high enough to be able to swap out for the Infinity package? Because that's basically where this line is drawn, because nothing else can come out. Nothing else can come out. The Cypher Blade package cannot come out. The 2 Soul Flares cannot come out. The Blast cannot come out, because we'll talk more about that later. Because this, fun fact, buffs your Blast and puts the Blast where he actually needs to be able to protect himself without forcing you to equip an orbital to him. So, and your Bushinki Ashima cannot come out. That card is too good to come out. Obviously, your Lords can't come out. Your Cypher EX is too good to come out because it makes your Cypher Dragon really good. Your Change of Heart in a monster really good. So where does this card fit in is the issue. One thing I will say, the Infinity and Nova package will come out if we get access to Dark Matter. If Dark Matter comes back off the ban list, and please God let him come back off the ban list, then this card and then Dark Matter will fill Infinity and Nova's slot. Or we get more support announced that's XZ monsters, like an Omni Negate Konami, an Omni Negate, not a Monster Negate, an Omni Negate that's like Lord, but more generic and better for the deck. That'd be good. Thank you, please. The ability to be able to make an Omni Negate and a Photon Lord with a Soul Flare, you love to see it. That's what we need. But that's where my thoughts on that card. I don't know, guys. And this next card, oh baby, is it flying under the radar? And we were going to talk about it. The next card we're going to talk about is Galaxy 100. Shee, this card gets nasty. When you bring in the fact that you bring in your rank 4s, pairing them with your rank 8s, it gets disgusting. And we're about to talk about it. Let's dive into it. Galaxy 100 is a continuous spell card that says you can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect. When this card resolves, you can send one Photon or Galaxy card from your deck to the graveyard. Really nice. It's a Foolish Burial. You have 4 cards in grave. You need another card. You activate for clerics. Activate this. Send a card. You got 5. You get Pot of Greed. Or you have a dead knight in your hand. This Foolish a Photon Dragon. Special summon. Procs other effects, which is what we're getting into now. Second effect. If a Galaxy-Eyes Photon Dragon is special summoned to your field, you can look at your opponent's extra deck, then apply one of these effects. Banish a monster from it, or special summon a number monster from it. We're always going to banish, unless we're playing in a mirror match or playing the Marons. But what's the odds of that? Dude, I want to tell you all a quick combo off of this right now. Once you get access to this card, you can, before your opponent even really gets off into their combo, you can rip 2 cards from their extra deck. You can completely hinder their combo or hinder their OTK ability with just this card in one turn. All right, then I want to tell you how. First of all, this card and this card alone, his name is Galaxy 100, so this card alone is going to make your Galaxy Wizard 10,000 more times better. Plus another card we're talking about later. Everyone's complaining about not having a starter when we indirectly with these cards bring the starters that we already have and that we're kind of missing together and makes them stronger. And that is Galaxy Soldier and Galaxy Wizard. Galaxy Wizard gets 10,000 times better with this card. It is a Galaxy card, so you can search it off of Wizard. Well, first of all, let me say this. This card is only going to be a one-of. This card is going to take Galaxy Zero's slot in your deck. Why am I saying it's a one-of? Because you don't want to brick on it, and it doesn't help us. It doesn't help us extend our combo. It's just a utility card. Since it's searchable, and you're just going to use Wizard to go get it. If you don't draw it by drawing into it or drawing like cards for days with your trade-in and stuff like that, you're just going to go get it. Okay. You remember a little bit ago when I said that this deck ties in your level 4s and your level 8s and your rank 4s and your rank 8s, right? Well, this is the number one reason why you are not allowed to cut Blast. Okay? It's because with the standard combo of Galaxy Eyes, not a Soldier, Pitch, Photon Dragon, Knight, Resurrect. Okay? Alright? You can, and let's say you have a Knight in hand. I want to tell you a combo real quick. Alright, never mind. I'm not going to. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put you on edge. But I will tell you the rest of the combo when we get there because I still have to read you one more card. So more of the story, you get access to this card. Knight, Resurrect Photon Dragon. this card's effect. Look at your opponent's deck, extra deck. Banish a monster from their extra deck. Overlay, end up making Blast Dragon. You have Soul Flare on field, Blast, and 90, right? And then this card activated. During your opponent's turn, you discard Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from hand to pop a monster. Starly's Blast effect. Special summon the Photon Dragon from graveyard. Chain Galaxy Hundreds effect to banish another card. You banish another card from their extra deck. Then when you're proceeding to OTK next turn with Prime, Afterglow special summon Photon Dragon again from deck and proc this effect again. For some odd reason, if they stop your OTK, you're going to rip 3 from their extra deck. 3 from your extra deck in 2 turns. 2 to 3 turns. That's insane. Insanity. It's gross. I know if you know anything about the meta decks or top tier decks, if you rip 2 out of their extra deck and you hit the proper ones, they can't play. They just can't. It's disgusting. Which we'll come back to that card in a minute. Once I get to the best card the sleeper card that no one's talking about. That I feel is the best card out of all these announced cards besides the one that I just went over with you guys. Let's get to the meh card. Numeron Creation. Numeron Creation, I feel like, is one of those hybrid style cards. It's supposed to help Numerons or other decks, but also can kind of help us because it's Galaxy Eyes too. That's why it says its name is Numeron Creation, but it's also always considered a Galaxy Eyes card. You can only apply the effect of this card's name once per turn. Each effect, whatever. First effect, if there are 3 or more light dragon monsters on the field with 3,000 or more original attack, special summon 1 dragon number XE monster from the extra deck, then attach this card on the field to it as material. That's basically the effect. In theory, and off the top of your head, if you were just not the irrational thinker and you just basically heard everything and then ran with it, this is a busted ass card. But until you start breaking the card down and then realizing, when are you ever going to have 3 dragons on the field? 3 light dragons. I don't know about you, but whenever I play Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, if I have 3 dragons on board, it's already GG's anyways. And that is Soul Flare, Prime, and Photon Dragon. That's game alone. You don't need to overextend and use this to bring out another body. This isn't an anime. Nibiru's a card. Because your extra deck cards, Lord is not a dragon, he's a warrior. Now, if he was a dragon, this will be a different story. It's just hard for us to put 3 dragons, definitely with 3,000 or more original attack. Because Soul Flare is only 2k. Even if if you're talking about the situation to where it could get buffed with the Galaxy Photon Dragon XE we were talking about earlier, or Orbital, that situation is just not going to happen, my guys. So this card is just meh. It's just one to dump under the rug. That's all I got to say about that. Let's move on to the next one. And the other meh card. It's just very situational. It's our trap card that we got announced. Photon Declaration. Alright. First, it's a normal trap card. First effect. Take 1 Photon or Galaxy continuous spell or trap from your deck and either add it to your hand or place it face up on the field. Hey, look, another way to not be able to search Transmigration. Finally, no. Not finally, shit. Still can't search that card. Second effect. If this set card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect during their turn you control, a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon or an XE monster that has him as material, thankfully it has that effect at least, you can make it become the end phase. I mean, I get it. That card is that effect's kind of cool because you can make it in their phase, but finding a way to have them, it's relying on them to draw a Twin Twisters or something like that, and no one's siding Twin Twisters against Galaxy Eyes. It's just not happening. So that card's effect will never come up, and a Rhoda in a trap form is way too slow. Way too fucking slow. Now, the best for last. Sorry if I bust your eardrums. I don't know if you heard the clap really loud or not in the microphone. The card that I'm super happy about, the card that he's super happy about, is this next card. Photon Emperor. Card is absolutely disgusting. Photon Emperor is a level 8 light warrior effect monster with 2800 attack and 1000 defense. Hello, Monarch. But no, we're not playing Galaxy as Monarchs. The deck already has consistency issues. We're not bricking. No. You can only use the first effect of this card's names once per turn. First effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, except from the field, you have another Photon or Galaxy monster on the field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense position. Busted. We'll get to that in a second. Second effect. After you normal or special summon this card, you can normal summon one light monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Okay. Photon Sanctuary. Activate it. Trade in. Send this to the graveyard. Special summon this back. Get an extra normal summon. This is the card that makes your Galaxy Wizard actually reliable now. A reliable starter. Because normal summoning Wizard tributing off to search, now you have even if you didn't draw Sanctuary, you have a Galaxy card in graveyard now. But you have trade in hand after you search, trade in, send Warrior to Emperor to the graveyard, draw 2, Emperor effect, summon itself. Now you get an additional normal summon. And it's a level 8. That's disgusting. So now you have an additional normal summon to be able to normal summon your Galaxy Cleric, your Galaxy Summoner, your Galaxy Knight. You can summon anything extra. Another Wizard if you wanted to. This card is the most slept on card out of the entire like new support that's been announced so far. This card is disgusting. I honestly see this card as a 2 to 3 of. Because Knight, my personal opinion, Galaxy Knight will get bumped down to a 1 of because he's not going to be the sole reliant card anymore because we're going to have plenty of ways to extending with Afterglow, Galaxy, Photon Emperor. And what's really, another thing that's really nice about this card is the Photon, not just this card, but somewhat of the new support, Photon cards are going to actually be able to really help us now. Because this is a Photon Emperor, not Galaxy Wizard, Photon Emperor. So this card is going to make your Galaxy Brave so good because it gives us more Photon targets. The biggest issue before is we didn't have enough Photon targets. We had Photon Dragon, and then the Vanisher, and then if you ran Thrasher or the Advancer, that's all we had. But that was running cards that wasn't a situational like because if you drew Brave and Thrasher, it was kind of, I'm not Thrasher, but Thrasher. It was kind of dead. So there's no real reason to do it. So I don't know. This card just promotes so much. This card promotes so much. And it's ridiculous. It makes your Brave better. It gives you an extra extension and a body on board. It gives you another normal summon. It's a level 8. It's a light. The list goes on and on what this card provides. There's so many combo lines I see with just this card, but I do see it as a 2 to 3 of. Because it's seeing this card with trade-in Galaxy Soldier is going to be crucial to get your stuff running. I don't know. It's ridiculous. and it's going to make your trade-in better, which is also give us more level 8s and better level 8s to actually plus off of, because using trade-in on a Brave or a Knight is not as beneficial as it would for this card, because trading this in gives us +2, +3, because we draw 2, that's our +2, then to get a body on board, that's our +3. So like it's very good, very very good, and I really do agree that this is the best card that's announced so far. But with that being said, guys, that's actually it for what we've got so far. If we get more, I can make another one if you want to see it. And if you guys want to see a deck list, updated deck list for a future Galaxy Eyes Photon list from what we got so far with what we have now, let me know in the comment section down below. I can make that happen with a bunch of awesome replays of me just stomping everybody with the best deck. Because, you know, the boys, when after I win, I say GG. They think I'm talking about good game. I'm like, nah, I'm the Galaxy God, bro. That's what it is. But let me know in the comment section what's your favorite card out of all these. And if I missed anything, I know sometimes I try to talk so fast. If I missed anything, we can go over in the comment section down below. But let me know what's your favorite card out of all these new cards, what you like to see next as in support, and what you'd like to see next from me. But with that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video, enjoyed the discussion. I love talking to you guys. It's been about 2 weeks since I got to talk to you guys, and I love being able to talk to you guys. But check out the description for all the ways to support me. PayPal if you want help with training tips. I got my Patreon down there. Discord's down there as well. All the other ways to support me, just go down there and check them out. I love you guys for it. It's your boy Drip, a.k.a. Brendan, a.k.a. GG, Galaxy God, signing out. Peace, my guys.